Gears of War game franchise is well known as an amazing series for multiple reasons, the top two being the well-written and conducted storyline to the intense and extremely gruesome combat experienced by the player. The main reason, however, derives straight from the heroic band of characters you see throughout the game, such as Marcus Phoenix and Dom Santiago. But there are a few other characters that we saw but never really got to know much about. Mainly because before you were even 5 minutes into the game, they were either getting shot in the head by a sniper while complaining about their jammed weapon, or eaten alive by creepy little creatures inside a giant worm. That's right, people, today we're going to be reviewing the Carmine Brothers. In the Carmine family, military service was simply an expectation. They didn't do it for the sense of duty or honor or patriotism, but instead, they simply just loved to shoot guns, blow stuff up, and never turn down a knockdown, drag-out fight. The known members of the Carmines consisted of 4 brothers. The eldest member of the 4 children was Clayton Carmine, who was followed by Anthony and then Benjamin. The 4th brother, however, his name and age is yet still unknown. To begin our review, we will be discussing each brother in order of the game they were introduced in. First up, Anthony Carmine. Now, as a child, Anthony had nightmares about Locust emergence holes and the aftermath of Emergence Day and the beginning of the Locust War. He would later join the Coalition of Order Government's army along with his 3 brothers. After graduating from the academy, however, he was unfortunately voted most likely to get shot. 14 years after Emergence Day, Anthony was assigned to Delta Squad during the Light Mass Offensive and met Privates Marcus Phoenix and Dominic Santiago. Upon reaching their destination during the Light Mass Offensive, the House of Sovereigns, the entire squad of Delta proceeded on and cleared the rest of the Locusts out from the front of the building and the courtyard. Upon clearing the enemy Locusts from the area, Anthony then proceeded to his squad leader Corporal Kim to show him his jammed Lancer. Upon doing so, Anthony was exposing his helmeted head, allowing for a Locust sniper to shoot 1 round off and get a lucky headshot, and then fleeing the scene before the rest of the squad could avenge Anthony's death. This marked the first death out of the 4 Carmine brothers to be killed in action during the Locust Wars. Up next in our review, we have Benjamin. Private Benjamin Carmine, or Rook by his squad mates and Squirt by his brothers, was the youngest brother of the 4 Carmines who quickly followed in their footsteps and joined the COG like them. In little time, Benjamin was pushed through and assigned to Delta Squad, which had been the squad his brother Anthony was in before his death. Ben Carmine served and fought through the opening stages of Operation Hollowstorm until his tragic death inside a giant riftworm, where he was eaten alive by parasitic creatures called Nemesis. Before dying, however, Benjamin had one last request in which he told Marcus.
Tell my brothers and my mom. Tell them I love them.
This unfortunately now marked the second out of the 4 Carmine brothers to be killed in action during the very early stages of the Locust Wars. Now, last up in our review, we have Clayton. Clayton Carmine, also called Grub Killer by his fellow Gears, is the oldest of the 4 Carmine brothers. And as the oldest brother in the family, he is also the most experienced and veteran Gear. Unfortunately, he is also one of the only 2 surviving members of the Carmine family. Like Dom Santiago, the War of the Locust was extremely personal for Clay because of the losses his family had suffered. He bears a deep grudge with every Locust he encountered and continued fighting in the last days of the Locust War alongside Delta Squad. Clayton thought of himself as a Gear all his life, and on the day he was eligible, he signed up and joined the COG. Clayton was extremely intimidating compared to his younger brothers Anthony and Benjamin, with his numerous tattoos, muscular build, and deeper bloodlust. And to honor his fallen brothers, he bore a tattoo of his 2 brothers' helmets, along with another tattoo of a Mark II Lancer assault rifle with the words "Born to Saw" underneath. This proves that Clayton cared very deeply for his brothers, which explains why he acts as if he has a vendetta on every Locust in his path. Now, there have been many moments where Clayton Carmine has been close to death throughout the war. His most notorious moment was when he assisted in the assault to retake the island of Azura against the Locust Queen Mira. Upon arrival, Clayton provided close air support and engaged the Queen head-on, while yelling, of course, multiple insults at her. However, Clayton's bird was hit and it lost control and crashed. And since the Carmine family had a sort of bad luck with family in the military, it was highly expected that Clayton didn't survive. Until, of course, he pulled himself from the rubble and assisted other Gears to land on the island and living on to fight another day and carry the Carmine family name with him. Upon throughout the rest of the war and towards the end of the Locust War, Clayton Carmine and the 4th brother managed to live on and pursue a happier life in peace. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this now concludes our review of the Carmine Brothers and their legacy throughout the Gears of War series. I hope you did enjoy this, and we'll see you next time.